It's time for our daily dose of Cope, and we have Suko filling in at the correspondence desk. The face that she's eating right now is screaming, "I thought you were going to make America great for me. What about me?" We need to talk about this. There are so many stories. This person named Opioid Connoisseur posted this in Tariffs. It was cross-posted in the Leopards Ate My Face. He says, "Tariffs bankrupted my business. As a result of Trump's unilateral extreme blanket tariffs on nearly every single country on the planet, I'm officially considering filing to bankruptcy for my small side business. We rely on something that can only be purchased from China or India, both of which countries have insane tariffs." Before all you single-digit IQ'd soup brains come screaming in the comments, just buy American. I can't. The only American version is 9.4 times more, but nor would I want to. The company is a pain in the butt to deal with, and the quality is dog poop. He did not say poop. They are lazy, slow, and make a poopy product that India or China can produce for almost 10 times, non-exaggeration, less. I thought Republicans were free market. I remember Reagan's speech from the 80s railing against tariffs. I'm feeling pretty defeated because I was making a decent amount of money off of this, was hoping to cut back the hours in my job. Business was doing good pre-April 2nd. Now I've raised my prices on my customers in an attempt to offset the tariffs as much as possible, but sales are slumping. I'm losing money on every sale. I'm not alone. I can name off top of my head 6 other business owners who are now also struggling, and in some cases laying off 10 to 20 American employees as their business collapses. Trump does not seem to give two poops. He has said in the past it is a sacrifice and an unpleasant medication for the greater good when he was asked about all of these businesses who need to import things or export things to foreign buyers that no longer buy made in the USA stuff in retaliation and are now suffering. I can't get over how effing angry this makes me that one man can wake up one day and completely and illegally but love me, and he did not say but love my entire livelihood by raising taxes on me nearly quadruple in total taxes versus last year with zero oversight or even any limitations. I originally thought Congress would have to approve the tariffs under the Economic Emergency Act, but I was wrong. I worked my butt off for a lot of years to build the business just for it to be decimated by the whims of a single man. This coming from the country that lectures the rest of the world on democracy, by the way. One man completely eviscerates my business and thousands of others into bankruptcy overnight, then lectures the world on democracy. There's been a slight, very small glimmer of hope seeing that Trump's tariffs were ruled illegally by the Federal Court of International Trade, and then Trump appealed that ruling, and the appellate court also ruled the tariffs illegal. Now Trump is appealing to the Supreme Court, which will probably side with him, as they always do, no matter how blatantly unconstitutional something is, it seems these days. Party loyalty is more important to the Supreme Court justices over the actual law. I'll get your opinion, guys. Is there any hope the Supreme Court upholds the rulings of the lower courts and these tariffs go away? Or should I just complete the bankruptcy filing now and get this over with? If the Supreme Court sides with Trump again, how does we even come back as a country from this? There is zero checks and balances on power right now. Trump is doing whatever the F he wants, and he has not been stopped a single time, not once. And regardless of if you like Trump or not, this should scare you, because even if you worship Trump like a god, you might not like the next guy after him. And the thing is, so many of these people were cheering because Republicans won everything across the board. And now they are going to be suffering, and they honestly should be suffering, because he said that he was going to put tariffs on there, and people were saying these are bad. This is going to be bad for everybody. And now look, everything is in the pooper. I told y'all this was cross-posted in the Leopards Ate My Face, and this is a comment that was shared. So Hobbes says, sorry to hear. One thing you can do is make the people around you vote for the party that's not controlled by a PDF file, Russian asset, then take it from there. Like, let's stop. Let's stop voting for Republicans. Maybe there could have been some checks and balances if Democrats had one of the houses. Opioid Connoisseur is in these groups. Ask the Donald is one of them, as well as the Trump subreddit. So his face is officially eaten and he is upset about it. Another post from the Leopards ate my face. This one's titled, I voted for someone who was going to impose tariffs. Now save me from those tariffs. So Mark shares a picture of Maxwell House costing $16. Who is buying Maxwell House for $16? But at the bottom it says, I voted for Trump. But if this is a sign of things to come, someone please take him out. That is what a Trump voter says. But just a week prior, this is a picture on his page. It says here, Trump hurts your feelings. I'm writing you a prescription for 2 testicles. The F your feelings crowd sure have some big feelings on the consequences of their own votes. This article was posted in the You Voted for That subreddit. It's titled, Trump wants to axe an affordable housing grant that's a lifeline for many rural communities. And this is the lady of topic, Heather Coley. I love that the flair is big brain energy. All right, let's look at this article, or some of the article. It says, Heather Coley and her 2 children moved 4 times over 5 years as they fled high rents in eastern Tennessee, which, like much of rural America, hasn't been spared from soaring housing costs. A family gift in 2021 of a small plot of land offered a shot at home ownership, but building a house was beyond reach for the 45-year-old single mother and manicurist making $18.50 an hour. That changed when she qualified for $272,000 from a nonprofit to build a 3-bedroom home because of a grant program that has helped make affordable housing possible in rural areas for decades. She moved last June. Every time I pulled into my garage, I pinched myself, Coley said. Now Trump wants to eliminate that grant. The Home Investment Partnerships Program and House Republicans overseeing federal budget negotiations did not include funding for it in their budget proposal. Experts and state housing agencies say that would set back tens of thousands of future affordable housing developments nationwide, particularly hurting Appalachian towns and rural counties where government aid is sparse and investors are few. The program has helped build or repair more than 1.3 million affordable homes in the past 3 decades, of which at least 540,000 were in congressional districts that are rural or significantly rural, according to an Associated Press analysis of federal data. And then this part right here that I circled in yellow. Maybe they don't realize how far-reaching these programs are, said Coley, who voted for Trump in 2024. Among those 500,000 homes that Home helped build, 84% were in districts that voted for him last year, the AP analysis found. He is screwing over so many of his own voters, and does it really matter? Because it's not like he's really going to make it past the next year or month or week. We don't know. She says, I understand we don't want excessive spending and wasting taxpayer dollars, Coley said, but these proposed budget cuts across the board make me rethink the next time I go to the polls. So it's kind of in there that she might want to stop voting Republican, but not quite, even though Republicans are screwing everyone over. And then the way they are scrapping funding for education is impacting people. This is an article from the New York Times, why federal money is a lifeline for this Republican school district. President Trump wants to cut federal spending on education. The money often goes towards disadvantaged students in Republican states. I'm only going to do a piece of this article, but it says Dennis Willingham knew when he took the job as superintendent in Walker County, Alabama, that money for schools would always be tight. That is the nature of public education in a rural area with few wealthy residents to tax and a student body that is nearly 70% lower income. But since the White House temporarily withheld federal dollars from schools this summer and proposed cutting federal education spending next year, Dr. Willingham has felt a new pressure. Walking around schools in his district, a mostly white Republican area northwest of Birmingham with 6,700 students in the county schools, Dr. Willingham sees federal dollars everywhere in the after-school program, in the robotics club, in the high school students taking classes for college credit. The federal dollars are our lifeline. And we all know they also grabbed money for free lunches as well, because that is the party of family values. Anyways, leopard face, rah!
You know he woke up feeling some type of way today, right? When he found out the entire world was celebrating, because we thought he died. We didn't get confirmation, right? The group chats were going off. People woke up from a dead sleep to beat their face, blow out their hair, because they're ready to hit the fucking streets and celebrate. And I was 6 feet deep into gardening, and I thought to myself, I gotta get sober, right? Because I'm gonna wanna remember this moment, and then through the night, as I celebrate, get more intoxicated. That man didn't know before he found out from all the memes, people posting their Spotify playlist. If there's a Spotify playlist created in celebration, not in mourning, of the day that you die, no one mourns the wicked was trending. If you weren't awake for last night and the festivities of what happened when people were convinced that the orange was squeezed, right? Oh, people were hella excited. People found faith again, forgiveness again. People were cured and healed. I want to feel that way again, okay? So I'm gonna need it to happen soon now, because now I got a taste what it could be like. I'm not ready to get rid of that kind of high again. Foreman has shown us time and time again he loves the spotlight. I'm surprised he didn't make a little announcement that he's still here, you know? So fingers crossed, guys, okay?
Donald Trump's PR appearance yesterday may have done more harm than good, as he is doing something that he never does. Now, as you know, the last few days, Donald Trump has been missing in action, and rumors and questions have been swirling because of it, and Donald Trump, to try and quiet the noise, made an appearance. But notice something about this image. Look at what Donald Trump is doing. He is holding a coat on a hanger. Now, Donald Trump never carries anything. He never carries his own luggage, his own clothing. He always has somebody else doing it. So why is he holding a coat on a hanger? And I say it so specifically because he never wears a jacket when he's wearing his golf attire. So what is he trying to cover up? Is he trying to cover up something? That is the new question, because that behavior right there is not what Donald Trump does. And even though he made that brief walk so people could see him, he still is missing in action. This is a man that loves the camera. This is a man that loves the attention. And now he all of a sudden is having a change of heart. This has done more damage than good.